collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
I don't need your editorializing here, narrator. Hey there, everyone, this is Cow playing Slay the Princess. So, last time, what if you give the princess absolutely nothing, including not even giving her death? The prisoner's an interesting one, because it's like the princess plus.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Whoa! Post the gray? Well, I guess that makes sense.
You're on a path in the woods. See, that wasn't so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
Okay, no, wait a second. I was gonna say, oh hey, our first sort of joined chapter 3, because I knew they were a thing, and here we have it confirmed. But this is completely different. It wasn't raining. So even joined chapters can just be absolutely different. I love how the skeptic is just jumping right on it. He's like, okay, we're gonna understand what's going on here. Like, the vibe is different. It's kind of interesting that we're gonna solve this mystery mode on the last loop of the cycle.
There are so many more threads to pull once you stop feeling.
That's
Okay,
a cold,
cold.
buddy. You feeling okay?
I guess it makes sense, because like going from Damsel to Gray, Foggy, it basically is the result of me gaining the princess's trust and then just killing her out of the blue, seemingly for no reason. Like, that's what happened. And then killing myself to get out of being stuck. Well, that's what happened this time. Last time, it's the Smitten
I'm feeling nothing.
that took the wheel.
And I like that just fine.
Good, because it's kind of wet, and we're just standing here. There's not even a forest.
So you've been here before.
Of course you've been here before.
What count is it this time? 2?
So, this. We know that the narrator does not experience loops, but he is aware that there is a loop system. Oh, that is so good.
It's our third. What gave it away?
Your open discussions. You came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time?
No, he's just smart.
I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first.
Hey, it's fine.
So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to
No, he
our
told us. He
advantage.
told us before. The less we know about the princess, the better.
That's because there is no using it to your advantage. The more information you have, the harder it will be for you to succeed.
Although we did win against some of the princes by just
It's
respawning
not
constantly.
like it was that difficult to slay her last time. She may have put up a fight, but her flesh is still softer than our blade.
That's true.
And now she's dead, and I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave.
You already slew her, and you survived.
Yes.
Then why, pray tell, are you here? Oh, I know that one. We killed her.
This is such a good chapter to have at this level, like this deep into our run, though.
Why?
Like, I feel like a lot of this wouldn't hit as hard if it was like somehow the first run you go through.
Because you thought trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward.
Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy.
To be fair, I did select that I was happy for a hot minute.
We were bored.
There were still answers that we needed to find. It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything.
Look, you need to find better rewards, okay? Like bliss is one thing, but you also need, you know, enrichment. It's kind of, you know, it helps.
How does us dying ruin everything?
What aren't you telling us? The world doesn't stay saved if you die. And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead.
Huh. No, I'm curious.
Yes, things are different, aren't they?
It's raining.
If this
Pouring.
isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time.
Is it raining because she's sad? I did say... I did exclaim how sad it all felt when I did it.
Influence? What's that supposed to mean?
This is the sad world. Oh
It's
no!
exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be.
Let's see if we can go and give her a hug.
And what is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things
See,
worse.
this is why it's dangerous to be able to speak with a narrator.
Come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know?
Like, what if you could just engage in a conversation with the narrator of your life? Like, would that not ruin a lot?
No. Is there a reason it would be raining? If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
I bet the crops love all this rain, so hey. Yeah.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just... don't muck it up
Look,
this time, alright?
Give us, like, at least something.
What we do is entirely up to us.
Like, you would want us to just become essentially, like, just a meth head, happy in the corner for the rest of
We have
existence.
all
It's kind of
those mysteries
unrealistic.
to unravel. Isn't that right? You aren't here to solve a mystery. You're here to save the world. That's what you say. But how can we be sure? We can't be sure of anything except what's right in front of us.
Well, Aseptic and Nicole kind of took over at this
Okay,
point.
but we should care about the fate of the world. Why? Because we should. I don't know. It's important. Is it? Yes. I think. For all
Poor
we
hero.
know, the world you're talking about isn't even real. Of course it's real. Where do you think you are? Somewhere else? Maybe we are. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Narrator's trying his best. Let's just go. Get out of the rain.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're
Hey,
struck
Ghost.
by an overwhelming scent of decay, of mold and death and
Yeah.
stagnant water.
Yeah.
The once stately wooden building is bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive.
Yeah, like, this shares a title with the other Grey, but this is completely different.
But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure, faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall.
Where the mirror normally would be. Look at that, there's even like some water here.
Is that her?
Although I guess that is sort of the same look, like the skull face with the wedding gown.
It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her.
So it's like the same princess with a weird emphasis voice that I use there.
You're right.
But a completely
Maybe
different,
she
like...
doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last
But
time.
like, it's a completely different world.
Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room? But there isn't a door. There's a mirror, that's it.
Gonna smash it again.
The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade.
No blades. No blades.
That's strange. There's supposed to be a pristine
I
blade.
didn't click there.
Why isn't there a pristine blade?
It just continued. Yeah, no. Well, yeah, it's stuck in her.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it.
That happened too last time. I think if you actually manage to get the blade stuck in her, it stays in her. Has this been consistent? Was that the case with no? With the spect, the blade was available here. I think.
We had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again.
That is a thing that happens.
I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Okay.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door.
So I suggested the possibility that that is the viewpoint of the narrator. Some people on YouTube hate that idea. I don't know if they know more than me on some level.
He's so hazy. We should try and clean it off.
It's something, though. The mirror is something.
Reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Mr. Face.
So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. No way left to go but down.
Go down the basement.
The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid vegetation.
I was gonna say, like, the way these little highlights are done, like, very simple, right? Like, it's just little, like, touches of white. It works so well, though. Like, I feel like I can just feel with my eyeballs the slippery surface of these stones.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters.
Yeah, no, this is the...
There she is again.
It's the flooded basement.
Barely.
It's a variant.
She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
I'm gonna tell her. I'm gonna warn her.
Don't just tell her you're
No. We are.
Not that it matters. You receive no response.
Oh, alright.
Do you think she's upset with us?
I mean, probably.
Don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
Like, I killed her twice now. No, she killed us, then we killed her. It's probably upsetting a little bit.
She doesn't seem fully there. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset. You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad?
And she probably will do that.
All she wants. It won't do anything.
I mean, I felt bad the first time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain.
She did lose chains, though. The chain state reset. Ah, there's still the friend chain, actually. Never mind.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do? She isn't dead. You clearly just believe she is.
I mean, I don't know if you can actually see things, narrator.
The corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games. If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this? Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she
Why not?
isn't dead.
Her dress is black instead of white. Instead of a wedding gown, it's a funeral gown. It's like the inverse.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of God, can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
Alright. Well, the gray and white set me on fire in a whole cabin. I don't think this one's
dead
gonna
or
do
not,
that.
What are we supposed to do about her? Slaying or destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we
Alright, let's
don't.
see. She was very responsive when she was alive. Maybe she still will.
She hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to
Hey.
come back here after what you did.
Yeah, I'd call that stupid, even. Let's be real. I wish some of the responses felt less sad. I feel like last time I talked, and then she set the place on fire. Let's rush for the blade.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps.
Like, I think that she just does not let you do anything. Whoa!
Burst
Well,
open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you.
yeah.
You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall.
Yeah, that would do it.
You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out.
Move things around a little bit.
It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this? Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out. Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way.
They're so hollow. There's no legs at all.
But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle.
Wait, is your corpse like a separate thing?
You're dragged under, only
Oh.
able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths.
She's just very angry at me.
As you sink below the surface, you see it. Or rather, you see her. The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle, the heavy chains pulling you both down into the unfeeling, suffocating nothingness.
Wow. First of all, first time we see our own feet, I think. That. I guess I should expect that. But like that is like a weirdly realistic depiction of like a drowned body. Like it's very like I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. It's not discerning. Like that means something else completely.
I get it. We shouldn't have killed her. Just get it away from us, please. The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix. And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think like we should have been doing all along.
Look, in the past, Gray talking just made us get on fire. Maybe I guess they
But
could
there
have been
is no
different.
thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again,
And again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same your mind filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
I don't recall killing you by filling you with blood. Oh. What a... disconcerting! That's the word that I was looking for. What a disconcerting finale. Alright. I mean, I don't know, maybe this one is different. Maybe the white gray and the black gray. Like, the white dressed gray and the black dressed gray. Maybe they are meant to be handled differently. Maybe talking with this one would have done differently. The lines of the skeptic kind of imply so, but also maybe it wouldn't have. Next time we step in, we just dismiss the narrator immediately. And we finish the cycle.